Hi there, it's Roxanne, Carne, personal stylist, and I have the privilege and pleasure of transforming women's wardrobes and transforming their lives. And welcome to Your Lifestyle with me. And this channel and the inspiration behind these videos is really to be able to provide you with styling tips that will help you progress in your personal style journey. And today's topic is all about prepping your winter wardrobe for the next season. So right now we are in a space where we are about to go through the transition into spring and summer. So this is a great time to not only concentrate on spring cleaning your closet, but also thinking about the items that you've worn with love for the past several months in the fall and winter season and getting them all ready to go for the next upcoming fall winter season. So in this video, I'm gonna be providing you with 7 tips today on just how you can do that. All right, so let's jump right in. So the first tip I have, and it's pretty obvious one, but sometimes people forget to do it, is dry cleaning, okay? So go to the dry cleaners, take not only clothes that you wear every day on a more regular basis, but also take your winter coats, take your scarves. Those heavier items need love and care too. To make sure that they are gonna be in tip-top shape for when you pull them out for next year. Now, the key with dry cleaning is that when you bring those items back home, and I cannot tell you this enough because I see this in closets all the time, make sure that you remove the plastic from the clothing, okay? You know, it comes on those like wire hangers, no wire hangers, please do not hang those in your closet, but make sure that you're taking the plastic off. And the reason is because with dry cleaning, you know, there are a lot of heavy chemicals that are used to, you know, keep and preserve your clothing for the long term. So you want to make sure that you are giving your clothes the opportunity to breathe, and also for those the chemicals and all that to kind of clear out. And it's really important that you do this because not only, you know, is it just bad for your clothing, but you can actually see the visual change. You ever wonder about, you know, that white shirt that you had in the plastic for like a year, that it used to be white, but now it's a faded yellow? That's what happens to your clothing if you keep them in those plastic bags long term. So again, as soon as you bring them home, just take them out so they can air out and just get them hung back in your closet. And I'm gonna talk about storage tips in a moment because you, again, conceivably are gonna be not using those clothes until the following season. But basically you wanna make sure that you get those clothes out of the plastic and just hung up in your closet as normal. All right, so we're taking care of the clothes, we're taking care of your jackets and your coats. What about shoes, all right? You need to take your shoes to the cobbler. So again, the shoes that you've been, you know, wearing, you know, so many times through the fall and winter, through snow, through rain, they need TLC. A lot of times you will need to maybe get the shoes resoled on the bottom, get your heels taken care of, but also think about the texture of the shoe. If it's a leather shoe, it's a great opportunity to take it to the cobbler to also get moisturized. Leather cracks, so make sure that you get it moisturized. And also, when you think about suede, take it so that it can get sprayed, okay? Your cobbler can apply a spray on it that will help make it a little bit more water resistant and also stain resistant. Again, prepping it for the next season. So take your shoes to the cobbler. That is very, very important. You know, you often say that when you see someone and meet someone for the first time, especially ladies, happen to look at shoes. You know, you want your shoes to be in top shape. So as you transition from spring or from winter into the spring season, make sure that your winter shoes are taken care of so that they're gonna be ready to go for you in the upcoming season. Okay, so that is tip number 2. And I kind of actually blended tip number 2 and number 3 in terms of the suede. Now, protecting your suede products, whether they are shoes, it could be handbags, it could be jackets, you can actually take care of it yourself if you want. Scotch Guard makes a great spray product that you can use and apply and put directly onto your suede. Just make sure that you follow the instructions carefully. So if you maybe want to save a little bit of money, or it's just easier for you to do on your own, if you feel confident enough to do it, you can certainly do it. The Scotch Guard is available on Amazon. It's like about 12 or 13 bucks. I'll include a link in the links below, in the comment section below. But certainly, if you feel confident that you want to use the Scotch Guard on your own to protect your garments and your accessories and your shoes, you can definitely do that. Just again, order off of Amazon. And then if you don't, again, ask your cobbler to take care of that for you. And one other thing I wanted to mention in terms of shoe maintenance is that perhaps you live in a town that maybe doesn't have a dedicated cobbler. Your dry cleaner more than likely has relationships or has the ability to take care of your shoes too. A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people don't think about that, but ask your dry cleaner. A lot of times they will take your items, and they usually have partners within the business that they outsource that to. That are specialists, which is what I prefer, unless you know that dry cleaner, is really great at taking care of shoes. They usually leverage folks in their partnership network that you can use to get your shoes brought up to speed and refreshed and, resold, all that good stuff. So if you don't have a dedicated cobbler in the area where you live, just ask your dry cleaner, and I'm 99% sure they're gonna be able to hook you up, all right? All right, moving right along. Number 4, fur. So for some of you that have real furs and like real furs, it's really important that you take care of that in a really kind of precise manner. Furs such as mink and so on, they really like to be in cooler temperatures. So do not take that fur and put it up in the attic in the summertime, for storage. It's gonna be your best bet to keep it in a cool, dry spot in your home, or you have the option of taking it to a furrier. And a furrier basically is almost kind of a warehouse. It's a service. It's a company that really houses your furs, and they actually keep it in very cool temperatures, keep it covered and everything, so that you don't have any disintegration of the pelt, so that when you're ready to bring it out for the next season, it's ready to go. If you have a fur coat or handbag or anything like that that you have in extreme temperatures in the warm, it really can ruin that investment. So please, if you have furs and you do not have a kind of a cool and dry enough spot in your home, make sure that you look up a furrier in your city and be able to pay whatever fees necessary to kind of keep it on par and on point for your next wear. Okay? So number 4 is for furs, remember that. Number 5, storage. So I mentioned storage before. You're taking great efforts to get your clothes dry cleaned, to get your shoes cobbled. Now what are you gonna do when you bring it back, okay? You're taking it out of the dry cleaning bags, but what are you gonna do next? If there are pieces that don't transition at all into your spring and summer wardrobe, and you won't be touching them for a while, what I recommend is storing them in breathable garment bags and or kind of storage containers, okay? So I have an example of a garment bag right here, and you can get these on Amazon as well. I will include a link in the comment section below, but basically it's pretty much, it's a breathable fabric. They're not terribly expensive, but this is great to protect your clothes from dust. Again, I can't tell you how many times I've gone into wardrobes where my ladies will have clothes that they haven't worn for a really long time, and I kid you not, there's a visible layer of dust on the shoulder, right where the hanger is. So you don't want that for your clothes. So I recommend hanging them in garment bags, but alternatively, you can also use, they have containers, so to speak, and you can actually get it at the Container Store. Some are like more kind of like canvas boxes that you can fold your sweaters in and so on. And another hack for you is repurposing boxes that you get from certain retailers when you make purchases, they'll usually give you like a nice fancy box. You can repurpose those to store your out of season clothing in. And the nice thing about it is that they're usually, here's an example. This is a nice big box from Christian Louboutin. And it's a cardboard box, has really great structure, opens up pretty easily. In the front here, it's got a little bit of a magnetic closure, and pops it open. So it's really pretty on the inside too. But these are great to repurpose for storage. It's not an airtight container, which is good because it allows your clothes to breathe. It allows your clothes to have the humidity that it needs. Again, you don't want to have your clothes in plastic, unbreathable, storage bags because it can discolor. And also, in terms of odors, if you maybe forgot to dry clean it or something like that, that's not gonna help either. So I love repurposing these, handbag boxes or clothing boxes that you can put your out of season clothes and shoes in. So that's something to think about. Now, speaking of shoes and storage, I have another tip for you as well. I absolutely love these. So these are boot storage containers, so to speak, bags that are made of the same material of the garment bag that I showed you earlier. And these come in different sizes. So this is tall for taller boots. They actually come in a shorter size as well. I like this because it has a window, a vinyl window, so you can see which boots, what color, which boots you have in there. And I will include a link for these in the comments section below. But basically, you unzip it here at the back, and bam, you've got your shoe, right? Your boot ready for next season. When storing boots, and whether it's a mid-calf over the knee boot, I always like to insert these boot support kind of systems, which basically help keep the shape of the boot. So really, really important. You don't want the boot kind of collapsing and wrinkling, so it'll be ready for when you wear it next. But again, I love this product. You can just, boom, just put your shoe right in there and zip that bad boy up. It's got a handy handle right here that you can just, store it in your closet or wherever you're gonna keep it. And again, because it has the window, you can see easily what you're looking for. For the most part, I leave my boots in here year round. I have these stacked on the floor across my closet. And I literally, when I take my boots out, I wear them. After I wear them, I let them air out, and then I put them back in here. I'm paranoid about dust. I don't like dust on anything. And I also am paranoid about keeping like the shape of my boot. So it's a good habit for me. I just put it right back in there and I know it's protected. So I recommend, highly recommend for your boots using something like this to store them in. And again, it's breathable. Number 6 is moisturizing leather. So I touched on that briefly toward the beginning of this video. Basically, your handbags, your shoes, keep them moisturized. For your normal either pebbled leather or your normal calfskin leather, anything that's got a smooth surface will work too. Obviously, you're not gonna like moisturize suede, but your traditional leather materials, you want to moisturize. And that's only because and I've had this happen before with the insoles of shoes, some shoes and a handbag, where it was kept in an environment that was a little bit too dry. There was not enough humidity and the leather cracked. And I had a beautiful pair of shoes that were red leather shoes, and it cracked and literally disintegrated in my hands. So that was a warning sign for me. Okay, I need to make sure that I'm moisturizing my products at least once or twice a year, just to make sure that they're not going to crack and disintegrate on me again. So that's my tip. Keep your moisture levels up for your leather goods. And finally, number 7, and this is a broad stroke for your wardrobe. Number 7 is take a good look at your fall winter wardrobe and see what you did not wear or see what did not serve you. Take a look at that and really ask yourself, is this something that I need? Is this something that I need to keep? One of the things that I help my clients with when we first start working together is going through a closet edit. A lot of us tend to hold on to pieces that no longer serve us. They may have sentimental reasons. They may just be, hoping that, oh, maybe I'll fit into that one day again. Nope. If it's not working for you, you haven't worn it in the past year and a half, 2 years, you need to let it go. So a way to easily keep on top of that is to get yourself in the groove of doing this in major season shifts at spring, as you transition into spring, summer, and then as you transition again into fall, winter, to really look and see, have I worn this? Is this serving me? Or when I wear it, do I even love it anymore? Okay? If the answer is no, then you need to part with it. You can donate it, or if it's in the point where it's just not gonna serve anyone and it's not donatable, trash it. To help you with that, I have my 8-day Cleanse Your Closet challenge. It's a free challenge that literally goes through every core area of your wardrobe in 8 days. And I've got great printouts on how to, very specific instructions on how to look at fit in terms of your shirts, your skirts, your pants. So I'm gonna include a link for that challenge. You can sign up and start at any time. It is, even though it goes day by day, you have the resources that you can do it in a really great self-paced approach, and it will help you cull your closet. So it's something that I recommend that you do, again, twice a year. So check that link out. And I'd love to definitely hear what other, tips that you have or what you do as you transition your wardrobe from one season to the other, and specifically how you prepare your clothes for the next major season that you'll be wearing them. Make sure to share those comments in the comment section below. And if you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe. And let me know of any other questions of any type of content you'd like me to cover, to answer questions. And remember, this is for you. This is to help you in your path and your journey of personal style. And so glad you could be with me today. And I'll see you next time.